Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we should come to the next question now.
Yes.
The answer of the first has been fully treated, huh?
Sister Ma has got some question related.
Yes, Huzur, it's related to our last question about the sign of the eclipse of the sun and
That's
the
right.
moon. Some people object about this, that they say maybe the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam had some knowledge about astronomy, and he predicted that this will happen.
Even the greatest scholars of the time could not predict. And on this, I have got a paper written by one of the top scholars of India, who has been awarded a prize of the highest order in his astrology, in astronomy. And he has worked it out together with some other scholars of the same branch of knowledge. There is one Hindu professor of a big world fame, and I told him particularly to find out the possibility of anyone at that time, in that age, of predicting the eclipse of the sun and the moon. He said no observatory of the world could do that. And it cannot do it either now with any precision, because the point is that the horizon of the moon is the most difficult thing to determine. The moon can get eclipsed on a different horizon, and the dates of eclipse are so uncertain that when working backwards of the possible eclipses, this is the main difficulty they find in the way. That there is no certain formula by which the dates and the time of the eclipses of the moon can be determined even looking back at time. So these are the main problems. Unless there is a record published at that period that this and that thing happened, by working backwards you can't do it with any certainty and surety. This is what they admit. And why ask me? Why not go to any observatory anywhere in the world and find out from them if any man could have done it? But this would be a very naive thing, a very small-minded attitude, because the whole world knows in Qadian there was no observatory. No one had ever predicted such a thing. And the people of India who knew better the state of affairs in that period, none of them objected against this. None of his bitterest enemies proposed, all right, you must have calculated it. Nobody can. Moreover, calculated an eclipse which was to happen 4 years after. He didn't make a claim a day or two before the Ramadan. He had claimed 4 years before in advance to be the reformer of the age. He started his Jamaat, founded his Jamaat in, 23rd of March, 1889. 23rd of March, 1889. The eclipse took place in 1894, 5 years afterwards. So if somebody has decided to shut his eyes, let him, I can't help him. But he can go to any observatory of the world and find out if a man could have any knowledge of moon and sun, about the eclipse of the moon and the sun on exactly predetermined dates in advance by 4 or 5 years. And if somebody tells him it was possible, write his name to me, I'm going to report it to the Academy of Sciences to cancel his degrees. It's impossible. Just impossible. But another angle. What was God doing? Why did He make him, gave him the age which exactly fitted into the period when the moon and the sun were to be eclipsed according to the prophecy of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So the only time it was to happen in the time of a liar. What sort of prophecy that would be? What would be the honor of the prophecy left if that prophecy did not get fulfilled during the past 1400 years in favor of any true Mahdi? If it did, it only did in favor of a false man. So if it could apply to a false man like this, then what is the reliability of this tradition at all? It becomes meaningless. So they should apply some brain, that's my advice, please.